Today we're talking about how to remove ambiguity from your writing. The reason why the smartest teams lose weeks to rework isn't because of bad code, it's because of poor writing. You might have a flawless design, but if your document says it needs optimization, what it is it talking about? A common belief is that engineers think they'll know what I mean until the sprint goes off the rails. But the good news is fixing ambiguity will take you 10 seconds once you know the traps, and it will save you hours in meetings. I'm Chris, and technical author for over 30 years, and I've seen a vague it derail a 300k project. Here's the plan. We'll look at 5 real examples, including the deadly it trap, and rebuild them for bulletproof clarity. Let's start with the most common culprits, it, they, and this. Example 1, the deadly it trap. This is vague. When you run the diagnostic, if the system shows an error, it needs to be restarted. What's the problem? It could refer to the diagnostic tool or the system. Reader wastes time guessing. So let's fix this with precision. When you run the diagnostic, if the system shows an error, the system needs to be restarted. If it could point to 2 different nouns in your sentence, then rewrite it. First-time readers shouldn't need to be a detective. So example 2, the they ambiguity trap. Users report several bugs and they're very promptly addressed. It's very vague. The problem here, does they refer to the users who were addressed or the bugs which were fixed? Ambiguity forces readers to backtrack and waste time. So how do we fix this? Users reported several bugs and our development team promptly addressed the bugs. Rule of thumb, never assume pronouns are obvious. If they points to multiple subjects, then replace it with a specific actor or the specific objects. Example 3, the this landmine. This is vague. The software was updated. This improves performance. So here's the problem. Does this refer to the update itself or the act of updating? Ambiguous this forces readers to mentally repass the previous sentence. So let's fix it with precision. The software was updated. This update improved performance. Rule of thumb, never let this stand alone. Always nail it down with the noun it represents. This change, this bug. Next up, weak verbs. Words like is, was, has, get, or do often hide stronger, more precise actions. Example 4, weak verb crimes. This is vague. The team did the integration process. The problem here is did is a black box. It could mean built, botched, or tested, or it could even mean celebrated with pizza. Readers shouldn't have to guess. Here's the precision fix. The team completed the integration process. Rule of thumb, lose weak verbs like did, is, has, and was, and ask what is actually happening here. Then use verbs that show the action instead of just pointing to it. Example 5, passive to power move. This is vague. The document is a summary of the findings. The problem is turns a dynamic action into static filler. So here's the precision fix. The document summarizes the findings. A rule of thumb, if your verb is to be and a noun is, was, are, ask can the noun act instead. For instance, performs a function of, functions as, is indicative of, indicates. The bonus here is that cutting weak verbs shrinks your word count. Your readers will thank you. Example 6, jargon assassination. This is vague. Ensure the system's QoS parameters are aligned with the SLAs. The crime here throws QoS and SLAs at readers like grenades without pins. Unless they're network engineers, they'll spend more time Googling than understanding. So we've got some precision fixes. We can do some first aid here, like we can define it, ensure that the system's quality of service brackets QoS parameters like latency and bandwidth are aligned with the service level agreements, SLAs, the performance guarantees in our contracts. Or we can replace it with surgery. Ensure the system meets its speed and reliability promises to customers. Perfect. If you must use jargon, then first write it out fully. Quality of service. Then put it in parentheses, brackets, QoS. Better yet, write it out in plain English. Could an 11-year-old understand this language? If not, then rewrite it. Jargon isn't bad, it's efficient if everyone knows it. But the moment one person nods along while secretly confused, then you failed. One of the easiest ways to be precise is to quantify it. Numbers are inherently less ambiguous than words. Example 7, the significant sin. This is vague. The update resulted in significant improvements. The crime here, significant, is a weasel word. It could mean 5%, meh, or 500%. Game changing. Without numbers, you're handing your audience a Rorschach test. So let's have a look at some precision fixes. The update increased processing speed by 25%. Or the update reduced error rates from 1.2% to 0.3%. Rule of thumb, anytime you write significant, swap it for a percentage or an absolute number, or improved, add the before and after metrics, and faster, specify how much faster. Let's move on to example 8. Occasionally. Let's look at this. This is vague. The system occasionally experiences issues. The problem here, occasionally, could mean 3 times a day, disaster, 3 times a year, pretty good. Without numbers, you're hiding the severity, or worse, hoping no one asks. So let's look at some precision fixes. The system fails once every 72 hours on average, or users report bugs 3 to 5 times a month. So the rule of thumb here is replace weasel words like often with the number of times per time period, per week, per year. Rarely, once every so many days or weeks. Sometimes you got to replace it with in X% of cases. So pro tip here is even approximately is better than nothing. 3 times a month is still better than occasionally. Your turn to be precise. Conquering ambiguity may seem like playing word games, but every time you kill a vague it or replace a weak verb, you're preventing disasters and unlocking momentum for your team. So your challenge this week is to hunt ambiguity. Look for they, it, is, and replace it with something better, something more precise. Wait! Don't leave without your Essential Docs Toolkit, free checklist trusted by UK engineers, link below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe if you want more tips like this. Thanks for watching. Bye.